is Rue with Rue's How To, and today's a special type of how to because I'm going to be trying something new for me, and it's called a flow systems audit. And I'm excited to take this because I first heard about these types of it's where you get like a drop of your blood and you have it analyzed. And I heard about it, Jason Robel had it done, and he was talking about it in one of his lectures. And I thought it was so interesting of how much he found out about his health through his blood. Now, just to let you know, this is not for diagnosis, like it's not to diagnose like diabetes and things like that. It's just to see how your blood is flowing and so on. So here we go. All right. Thank you, Jen, for having me here today and for trying this out. So Jen Inman is a health coach, and she does flow systems auditing and analysis. So how about you tell us a little bit more of what that means?
Okay. All right. So flow systems auditing is basically just taking a small sample of your capillary blood from your finger, little tiny prick, didn't hurt bad, right?
No.
It's just a drop of blood. And so we put it under this microscope in the dark field phase, and I have a camera attached to the scope, and I hook it up to the TV screen so that you can see. And what we see is all your blood components in real time. This is your live blood before it dies on the slide. We just take a sample and we see all the blood components right here, the red blood cells. You can see white blood cells. You can see other charged plasma particles. So flow systems auditing is it's not a diagnostic tool. Like, we can't look in here and go, oh, okay, you know, this is cancer, or this is diabetes, or something like that. What it is looking at, it's really a quantitative perspective, and it's getting the story. Okay, so like in this case here, we have red blood cells that are sort of aggregated. So we look at the negative charge around the red blood cells that keep the blood dispersed in the blood solution, the cells dispersed. And when we have a loss of that charge, now we can look at lifestyle factors related to, okay, why do we have a loss of charge? And we always look at food, because whatever we put in our body affects this charge, and it's usually always food. So then talking to the client about their maybe blood type, and looking at their current diet and stress levels too, but mostly what we put inside our body affects this charge. So then we have a nice long deep conversation about what we've been putting in our body.
And what is the length of the process like? How long does it take to get a blood sample and all of that?
It's really quick. We just take a small sample of blood, a small drop of blood. It's just one little prick of your finger. We put it under the scope, and then we just cruise around, and I'll move around the slide and go to different areas of the blood and look for certain things. And it could take up to 5 to 10 minutes to really just check it out. Then we let the blood sit there and see what happens, because changes do happen as the blood starts to die on the slide. But getting that live blood picture initially, and then the conversation happens. So okay, we have a loss of charge. We see that the blood isn't bouncing around like bubbles. It's sort of stacking together. Okay, what'd you eat today? What'd you eat yesterday? And then we start having a conversation about what you're putting in your body. Okay,
and my last question is, before the session, what do we need to keep in mind before we come into a session, like eating wise and things like that?
It's always good to not have anything to eat about 2 hours prior to the session. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna skew anything, because aren't any really results, but it'll give us a clearer blood picture, because you're not digesting. You won't have a lot of other food particles, of digestion floating around in your blood. So in ideal blood picture, so see this round guy right here? All the red blood cells should be nice and round, and they should be sort of bouncing off of each other like bubbles. When they stick together like this, that means that we have a negative charge around the outside of each red blood cell. And when that negative charge is lost, now the blood cells are able to aggregate. They're attracted to each other, right? That negative charge keeps them dispersed and bouncing off each other. So, like I said, in an ideal condition, they look like, you know, when you blow bubbles and the bubbles are sort of bouncing off of each other. That would be ideal. When you lose that charge and the blood starts to aggregate, now we look at, okay, what are we putting in our body that's making us lose that charge? So then we look at food.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hi everyone, I'm back. And I really enjoyed the consultation. I got a lot out of it. I learned so much about just about the type of food that I'm eating and how it's affecting my body. I know sometimes that you can see different types of nutrition requirements and things like that, and yeah, generally we do need certain nutrients and so on, but everybody needs a different amount and so on. And I really appreciate that this type of consultation was tailored to me, so just different types of foods to avoid, foods to eat that would make me feel better. I really liked that a lot. So I just want to say a special thank you to Jen Inman. And if you would like to, if you're in the San Diego County area and you would like to give her a try, I'm going to put her link to how to contact her in the description. But anyways, I really enjoyed the experience. It was like the blood sample was fast, it didn't hurt, and the information I got out of it was really helpful and invaluable. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.
Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.